Grace Millane was a 22-year-old British backpacker who was traveling the world. She had recently graduated from university and decided to embark on a solo trip to New Zealand to explore the country and immerse herself in different cultures. Grace arrived in New Zealand in November 2018, and during her travels she connected with locals and fellow travelers on social media. Her social media presence reflected her excitement and curiosity about the places she visited. She had been in contact with her family regularly, and everything seemed to be going well until her disappearance in early December. Her father, who had been in contact with her just days before her disappearance, grew concerned when he didn't hear from her for a few days. On the evening of November 30, 2018, Grace Millane met a man on Tinder, a popular dating app. They exchanged messages and eventually decided to meet in person. The man, later identified as Jesse Kempson, invited Grace to a party, but she declined, instead agreeing to meet him at a hotel in Auckland. The two spent the evening together, having dinner and engaging in conversation. Grace was last seen in the early hours of December 1st, entering the hotel with Kempson. Later that day, she was reported missing, and her father, David Millane, flew to New Zealand to search for his daughter. The case quickly gained attention, and police began investigating her disappearance. The police immediately launched an investigation into Grace's disappearance. Investigators scoured the city and questioned several people who might have seen her. As they pieced together her movements, they found footage from a security camera that showed Grace and the man entering a hotel. This footage would eventually become crucial evidence in the case. It wasn't long before police identified the man as Jesse Kempson, and they began questioning him about the events of that night. Initially, Kempson denied any wrongdoing and claimed that Grace had simply left the hotel on her own. However, police were not convinced by his story. Investigators found more disturbing evidence that placed Kempson at the scene. A search of his hotel room revealed the presence of Grace's belongings, including her camera, and DNA evidence was found on the victim's body. The authorities also discovered that Kempson had made attempts to clean the room before police arrived. Just days after Grace Millane's disappearance, the police discovered her body in a suitcase in the nearby forest. She had been strangled, and the manner of death was ruled a homicide. The discovery of her body was devastating for her family and friends, and the public was shocked by the brutality of the crime. Jesse Kempson was arrested on December 8, 2018, after investigators found compelling evidence against him. He was charged with the murder of Grace Millane, and the trial that followed would bring further shocking revelations. During his trial, it was revealed that Kempson had a history of manipulating women. He had previously been convicted of crimes related to violence against women, and had been involved in several incidents that raised concerns. Despite his initial claims of innocence, Kempson's actions on the night of Grace's murder suggested premeditation and a disturbing lack of empathy. The trial of Jesse Kempson began in late 2019, and it became a media sensation. Throughout the proceedings, Kempson maintained his innocence, but the evidence presented by the prosecution was overwhelming. Security footage, witness testimonies, and DNA evidence all pointed to Kempson's involvement in Grace's death. The prosecution argued that Kempson had intentionally killed Grace Millane, as he was upset by her rejection of his sexual advances. They argued that he had strangled her during an intimate encounter and disposed of her body in an attempt to cover up his crime. In November 2019, after a lengthy trial, the jury found Jesse Kempson guilty of murder. He was sentenced to life imprisonment without the possibility of parole. This tragic case shed light on the dangers of online dating and the importance of caution when meeting strangers, particularly in an unfamiliar city or country. It was also a stark reminder of the importance of protecting vulnerable individuals, especially young women, from those with violent tendencies.